Hey guys, welcome back. Well, with all the fun I've been having on my new Specialized Diverge, I've sadly been neglecting the mountain bike. Now this is my 2018 Santa Cruz Hightower LT. This is a carbon C in the R build, which I love. I did recently take it up to Skypark at Santa's Village up near Lake Arrowhead in California for a fun socially distanced bike park day with some friends. That was a really fun day out on some super manicured trails and some faux North Shore stuff, and it really made me remember why I love this bike so much. Anyways, while I was up there, it actually occurred to me that I've never serviced the tires. Now when I bought this bike almost 2 years ago exactly, it was already set up tubeless, and I've never flatted or even really given them a second thought. Now granted, the bike has seen less than 1,000 miles in just under 2 years, so I don't really expect things to wear out that quickly. So actually, I guess this video should be called Tubeless Tires After 2 Years. Anyways, inspecting them now, I can see some spots where sealant has actually sealed up some punctures, which is actually a good thing. It means the sealant did its job, but it also means that there's less sealant in there than there's supposed to be, and whatever's left has probably since dried up. Now I also want to inspect the wheels and tires, and maybe strip them down to get some weights on all the individual components for some weight weaning purposes later down the line. So while we're in there to check on the sealant situation, we might as well rip everything apart and get a good look inside. Wow, so the first thing I notice is the through axles are crazy. Look at this. It's like, I don't know what that is. Dried up grease maybe? Either way, these are gonna need a good clean. All right, so let's get these tires off. Oh, valve stem was loose. All right, let's break this bead. Trusty Topeak tire lever. That one under there. Squish and roll. Whoa. So I am really surprised by this. There's actually a lot in there. Still a whole bunch in there, but it's like black. Anyways, should probably clean this stuff out and add some fresh stuff, yeah? So this one's the front wheel. This one has way less sealant in it than it should. I guess I probably had more punctures on the front than the rear. Probably about time to add some more. All right, so I got all that old stuff out of there now. Let's take this tire off. All right. I mean, this is what the rim looks like. It's a pretty good coating of sealant in there. You can see here, actually in a lot of places where there's like cruddy stuff, where I think probably what happened is the sealant sealed up a puncture or something and then leaked out onto the side of the rim. So that's good. It means the sealant was doing its job. How's the spoke tension? Not too bad. It's pretty good. Spider webs, it's not good. I know for sure we want to clean the bead real good, because that's where we're gonna reseal the same tire to the rim. So all that skunk's got to get cleaned off. Ooh. There's a big one. Boogies. All right. Now secretly, I want to actually strip this wheel down to get some weights on it, just in case I want to do an upgrade later. So let's strip this guy down. And while I'm doing this, if you like this type of content and you haven't subscribed yet, maybe you can consider doing so, as it really helps me out. See what I did there? All right. Now, as dumb as it is, I really just want to get some weights on all the individual stuff in case I want to do some upgrades a little bit later. The rear wheel, completely stripped down except for some rim tape and the valve core, the valve stem, comes in at 1,204 grams. The front wheel, stripped down to the same level, comes in at 1,053 grams. I'm actually pretty interested to see what all these other components weigh. So the stock SRAM NX 11-speed cassette comes in at 400.7 grams. And the stock rotors come in at 188.1 apiece. Now I did my best to scrape out all of the stock sealant that was in there, and I want to get some weights on these Minion DHRs. So these are the DHR 2s, 29.24 I forgot what the claimed weight was on the website, but I'll put it on the video here. And with respect to that weight, we have, wow, 1,013 grams. So not a light tire at all. All right. All right, so I got some pretty good information. I stripped the wheels down, checked a look at the sealant situation inside. Could have been worse, actually. I'm actually surprised at the amount of sealant that was still in there. Got some weights of the components. So now if I want to do a wheel upgrade later, I can make an educated decision. But for the time being, I still actually have to use this setup. So we got to put it all back together. And this is a perfect chance to use my new toy. I finally got one, a boost pump. This is the Topeak Joe Blow booster pump. And this is the updated version, which is supposed to have, I think, a different head on it. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be my very first time using it, so fingers crossed. I know you're not supposed to do this, but I'm going to put the rear tire up on the front because the center tread on the rear tire is starting to show a little bit of wear. The side knobs are fine, so I think it'll be good for cornering. And make sure we get our directions right. All right, so this tire is 29 by 2.4. So the recommendation is about 3 ounces of stands. So that's what we're going to do. Get a solid grip and roll. Oh, popped right on there. No issues. Go ahead, switch it to charge. And pump this guy up to 160. Sounds like a lot. All right, make sure the bead's in the center. Hey, awesome. That was a bead seat if I've ever heard one. Let's take a look. Bead seats perfectly. Cool. All right, so I got everything back on, fresh sealant in the tires, got everything put back together, got a lot of good information, and you got to see what a typical MTB tire will look like after a full year or 2 of neglect. Now, if it's been that long or longer for you, maybe it's time for you to get in there and give your tires some love. Now, probably the next thing I need to do on this bike is to do a full pivot bearing service to make sure that the frame linkages stay nice and buttery. I think that's supposed to happen like once a year, but that'll be for a different video. Anyways, thanks for sticking around, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.